When you talk about Kansas, Missouri, and then you move on to a bigger game here. We got a lot of great games this week to talk about on Ballard Sports Media. We're going to go ahead and talk up Michigan, Oklahoma. I'm going to use red colors here, crimson type, just because it's at Oklahoma. No favoritism, no bias, nothing like that, but just representing the home team here. Oklahoma and Michigan. This is going to be an interesting matchup. This is a top 20 matchup, almost top 15, but we actually got number 15, Michigan, who's 1 and 0. Almost said 0 and 1. I apologize. Oklahoma also 1 and 0. You got interesting quarterback matchup here with John Mateer and Bryce Underwood. This is going to be a fun game to watch. Oklahoma has a 53.5% chance to win, leaving Michigan with a 46.5% chance to win. I am in my pick 'em right now. I got Michigan. I'm a big believer in their defense this year. I do like Bryce Underwood. Could go either way here. The spread favors Oklahoma by 4.5 points. I think this is going to come down to what quarterback performs the best, but also whose defense do you trust? Because I think you could easily trust that so far what you saw in week one, you saw from Mateer and Bryce Underwood, you saw great performances, or pretty good. I'll say pretty good. I don't want to hype them up too much. But I will say that, Michigan's defense did not impress me all that much. They didn't cover against New Mexico. Now, I don't know. I didn't watch that game too much, but they won 34-17. Justice Haynes, Alabama transfer running back, had 2 touchdowns. No, 3 actually in this game. They were able to run the ball well. Had a 1-yard run in the fourth quarter. You back up to the first quarter, he had a 56 and a 5-yard run. So he did pretty good. Very talented. Michigan was 0 of 1 on fourth down efficiency, 6 of 13 on third downs. They had some good explosive plays. Bryce Underwood comes in 21 to 31. No interceptions for him. They were able to pick off New Mexico defensively 3 times and only hold them to 28 rushing attempts, 50 yards. They averaged, New Mexico did, and I bring this up because it does highlight Michigan's defense. They averaged 1.8 yards per rush. I think what kind of held Michigan back, though, interestingly enough, number one, they had lost a fumble, right? They did get 3 interceptions on defense. That's great. But if you go back and look at this stat wise, they didn't have the time of possession, it like leading, and probably because they had some moments where they were just able to score like they did. They had 8 penalties for 65 yards. They got to clean that up a little bit. New Mexico only got 1 penalty for 5 yards, right? Probably a false start or something. But I would like to think for a team like Michigan, with as much talent as they have coming into this year, you look at this Oklahoma matchup, and you look back to last week against New Mexico, you hope that it's just one of those things with the penalties, like that's the only reason you didn't score 40 or 50. Because I think they could have and probably should have scored more on New Mexico. They got a lot of talent on that offense. So 4.5 point spread for Oklahoma. I'm going to take Michigan to win, and I'll talk about it. I'm also going to take them in the points. What's interesting about this game, I'll go ahead and give you a score prediction. I got Michigan winning. Take them as the underdog, 31-28. But I think what's interesting is this is really the first test for both of these teams. It's almost a coin flip. I'm in doubt, and I usually take the home team, but I'm also not in doubt. I just think Michigan's defense, I would trust a little bit more right now than the Sooners, and I think that's what gets the job done. I'm going to say a late field goal for Michigan. First off, it would not surprise me. What if this? What if I played bold statement here for this game? Michigan on Oklahoma's final drive gets a pick or a fumble recovery, something like that. Then they get a couple plays, set them up in field goal range, final seconds, they kick a field goal, break the tie. Could you see that happening? Let me know in the comments. But, ooh, 34-17. I don't like that they gave up 17 to New Mexico. I also don't like the fact that last week Oklahoma only scored 35 on Illinois State. So, but when you talk about a matchup like this, to have that experience for some guys in week one to come off of that, I think in week two with a big matchup like this, gonna be a night game. We'll technically be live for the Alabama game against ULM, but we might just do like a double screen type deal with both of these. Um, I feel like is it possible that we did not see these teams at their best in week one because they knew about this matchup? And is it possible both teams overlooked and looked ahead? Even though they won, it's possible with all the hype around this matchup between these two programs, um, not having too much history, really any at all. I mean, 1975, Oklahoma won 14-6 in the Orange Bowl. That's all they got. But these are really good programs. Like, for real. Like, this is like it. Um, so I mean, you look at Michigan having the most all-time wins at 1,013. Uh, Oklahoma's got the best in conference championships at 50, all-time record. Second for win percentage for Michigan at 733. Second in national championships behind at least Alabama claiming 18, which I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.